Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now in today's episode we're going to be checking out another alternative operating system from the mid to late 90s called SkyOS. And what makes this one pretty unique is it was developed entirely by one person throughout its existence. And no, this was not some script kiddie Visual Basic project. This actually ended up being a pretty capable system that garnered a bit of a cult following. It began life back in 1996 as a bootloader before evolving into an entire OS that was developed from scratch. So this isn't a Linux distro or based on another operating system, though it was POSIX compatible, at least almost, and had a handful of applications ported over to it. Also, this was a closed source commercial operating system that you had to buy a license for, and during its beta stage, you could get access to development builds by paying a €30 fee. However, prior to version 5, which started development in 2003, it was free to download. Now, if you've never heard of this before, that's because SkyOS did not get to the point of having a final official release, because development was halted back in 2009. And the developer attributed this to trouble keeping up with development of frameworks, drivers, and applications compared to the speed at which new hardware was getting developed, as well as real-life factors like his baby being born that understandably took time away from the project. At that time, he saw four things that could be done to SkyOS. It could be made open source, made free to download again, he could specialize on a specific niche, or stop development entirely. And two of those things ended up happening. Development did stop, however there was one final beta build, 6947 of SkyOS 5, released in 2013 that was free to download. And that's the version that we're going to be checking out today. So we're going to pop this into the 98 PC, and we'll see if we can install it on this thing. If not, I've got plenty of other computers that we can try. And we're just going to shut down the computer because I have to swap out the CF card that I'm using. And we'll get this show on the road and see what this system can do. Now, it is worth noting that there actually was a build of SkyOS that was released after this one, but that was an internal alpha development build, and I thought about trying that, but I figured we would just, at least in this video, explore the last publicly available beta version, because this is what you could have downloaded back in 2013 to try out SkyOS yourself. Now, full disclosure, I have never used this before. I've not done any testing with it off camera, and it looks like we got a kernel debugger opened up here, unable to load INIT application. Well, that's certainly interesting. Oh yeah, that's the problem. This CF card does not have a FAT or certainly a SkyFS file system on it because it was used for a Linux install recently. Alright, well, after formatting that CF card with a FAT partition, we're here at the SkyOS serial number entry screen. So yeah, you had to enter this in even for this public beta, so the registered username is just public, and the serial number, I'll have all this linked down below, by the way. This is just available in a archived snapshot of the SkyOS website. And here we go. Welcome to the SkyOS Live CD Retail. It's running in Live CD mode directly from the CD-ROM using the SkyOS Branch FS technology. You have the possibility to make changes, install programs, and even create documents. Of course, everything will be lost when you restart. And, okay, so there are some limitations if you don't install it to a hard disk. Indexing and queries not supported when running from Live CD. Many applications are missing, like Thunderbird. Okay, you got Blender. So there's actually, I mean, you see we have Firefox here, so they had Thunderbird, Blender. They have a good amount of applications here. No printing support, okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this installed first before we start exploring the desktop and all the programs that it comes with. So we'll go English for the language, English US for the keyboard layout, and here's some release notes. So this is a debug build, not an official release, so you may encounter some bugs. Let's see, known issues. Only UHCI and EHCI USB controllers are supported. Always unmount USB disk drives before disconnecting. That's just good practice anyways. You may have to start the printing service manually before printing the first time. Alright, so let's just hit next. And here's the license agreement. We'll certainly read that whole thing. And we're just going to install it to the entire partition here. We could repartition it if we want to. This will bring up, looks like disk manager is known to have problems with various hard disk configurations. It'll be fixed for SkyOS 5.0 final, which of course never happened. So yeah, you could make another partition on it here if you want to. But we're just going to select the 3.8 gig partition, hit next, and it tells us this is not a SkyFS partition. It's recommended to use the disk manager to create a SkyFS partition first. All right, we'll do just that. So we'll go back into disk manager here, and we will repartition the drive. Now, SkyFS is pretty interesting because this is actually a fork of OpenBFS, which itself is a reimplementation of the B file system from BOS. So it looks like, okay, we just have to kind of drag the window around there for it to show up. But yeah, we'll go back to our disk here, and we're just going to right click, delete this partition first. Yes, we want to delete it. And then we'll create a partition, make a SkyFS partition, and we will apply those changes. Okay, so it looks like we have to restart for changes to take effect. And we got to enter in the registered name and serial again. It is interesting that this was implemented even here in the public beta, this public free release. I mean, it makes sense because I assume, if this were to have gotten a final release, they would use a, system like this to, make sure you actually purchase a copy. But I do wonder if, because like I said, this was a paid beta program for SkyOS 5. You had to actually pay and register to get access to these releases prior to this one. So I wonder if they had like everybody got an individual serial number and it wasn't just like one master one that you would just use for everybody. Maybe it was just like it is here for this version. But anyways, that's something that's going to have to be answered by somebody who actually beta tested this back in the day, or by the developer himself. But we're going to go ahead and just go through this again. And we'll agree to the license terms, and now we see that SkyFS partition, so we'll hit next. Should the device be formatted to SkyFS? Yes, we will format it. Format finished successfully. Great. And here's all the packages that it will copy. So we're just going to grab everything because, I mean, why not? And there we go. It is preparing the packages here, and it's installing the base system. So we'll let it do its thing. Alright, so we're all finished up with copying the OS. We've also got the bootloader installed. It looks like we can also edit the boot configuration if we want to. Let's just open this up and see what this allows us to do. So yeah, here's a few options for us. It opens up in SkyPad. This is the text editor. So we're just going to leave all this at the default values, but you could change things in here if you wanted to. So we'll hit on next, and we have to remove the CD and press OK to restart. And there we go. So we have an admin as well as a test user. So we'll just log into the admin account here. Yeah, it never actually had us make our own user account. So a couple things happened here. First of all, the SkyOS tips thing came up. It says, welcome to SkyOS tips. Use the previous and next buttons to navigate through the tips. So you can get additional software, including games from the SkyOS software store. We'll have to see if this is still available. I mean, I would imagine it's not. So here's this. I mean, there's no way this is actually going to be able to download anything anymore, but we'll definitely explore it in a moment. Optimal performance. You can get the best performance when switching dress-up resolution to 32-bit color mode. Sure. You can open the panel menu by pressing the left Windows key, and then you can open the quick menu by pressing the right Windows key. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any Windows keys on this keyboard. Let's see if Control Escape. Okay, yeah, look at that. So Control Escape will still open up the applications menu there, or the panel menu is what they call it. Closing windows, you can press Alt F4 or clicking on the red close button. You can adjust window transparency. Look at that. By moving the mouse over a window and pressing Control Alt cursor up and Control Alt cursor down, or Control Alt mouse wheel. So look at that. Wow. That is super cool. So yeah, you can just like change the transparency of a window on the fly. And I love how you can do it with the mouse wheel. I mean, you could also just, use the arrow keys there. Weather. Did you know the panel can display the current weather for your location? That is this right up here. So we'll see if, I mean, we'll have to get this thing. We'll see if it can connect to the internet, see if it's, recognized our network adapter in here. And it has built-in proxy support. Okay. So, yeah, I'm glad that I went through that. That's very nice that they've got that comes up immediately when you log in. And the next thing that came up is this index feeder that says one or more devices must be indexed. Indexing a device must be done once only, normally right after the installation. So yes, we'll have it index our devices. So this is, I imagine, going to be the hard drive. That's the only storage device we have, something like a readable disk in right now. So yeah, this is Viewer, which is the file manager. So we can browse, all of our devices here. We've got places, queries. So you got like a home folder, music, videos. Oh, there's actually some files on here. We got Kelly and SkyTrack Mix. Let's see if it's got an audio driver working. Unable to open on. Oh, let's expand that here. Or not supported media file. Well, here's the Media Center program. Let's try to open up this one. Unable to open. So that could be because there's just no way for it to play anything back. There's no output device. We'll have to go into, I imagine in here, we've got settings. We have a registry editor, print spooler, system manager, plugins, and system manager. So system manager is going to be like control panel, I imagine. And then, yeah, you have those same options, which they just call plugins here if we go back into settings. So you can get access to this stuff right from the menu or from in the system manager program. Under devices, let's see what we got. So system devices, got a bunch of stuff there. Processors, it's got our processor. Graphic and video devices. Okay, so it has detected our NVIDIA graphics card. This is an FX 5200. Can we double click on this? It doesn't look like it. It just says this device is working properly down here. And then we have the integrated, Intel graphics as well. Network devices. Okay, so no driver available for either, because we do have 2 network adapters in here. We've got the built-in one on the motherboard, and then we also have a dedicated card. Mass storage controller, we're good on. Okay, it's got our floppy drive. It's got our Sony CD-ROM. Oh, something crashed. Please take a look at the notification panel for additional information. I think our taskbar up here, or our menu bar, is not really, it's not really responding to my clicks right now. Alright, I've just restarted, and I think that this indexing going on in the background might have slowed something down and caused this process to start hanging. So we're just going to actually say no. It looks like the only thing, okay, we do have this multimedia audio device, whatever. Oh, this is the sound card. So it's not detected that, and it hasn't detected either of our network adapters. But yeah, regarding drivers, I've been looking around, and I imagine, with this system already being so niche, it is going to be kind of difficult to find drivers. But yeah, so that's where you would view devices. Under display here, you can change your screen resolution. We're actually going to go down to 800 by 600 just so everything shows up a little bit better. Yeah, that's usually the resolution that I have this computer set to in these videos. File type, so you can associate file extensions and stuff with various, applications in here. Gestures. Okay, what do we got here? Gestures can be executed by drawing the gesture right on the screen while pressing the middle mouse button. Wow, okay. That's so you hold down the middle mouse button and right on the screen. Oh, wow, that's really cool. So you can just open, and I imagine you can just assign your own gestures too, right? Like, can you make a new one? Yeah, so we can right click and add. And let's call this Firefox maybe, because we've got that on here. And then, so these are the 4 types of things you can make it do. So you can maximize focus window, minimize focus window, launch an application, or hide or show all windows. So we're definitely going to want to launch an application. And let's see, there's no file browser built into here. So we would have to, can we just like drag this? No, we can't do that. Let's try to just edit this here. And then, okay, so here's the destination path. We'll just copy that. And, okay, well, maybe just, can we just right click, just do that and paste it there? No, we cannot paste it there. That's interesting. I imagine keyboard shortcuts, yeah, like they work. That was copied to the keyboard. So, okay, we just have to enter this manually. Boot, programs, Firefox, firefox-bin.app. Yeah, there we go. We'll do that. Or was that already used for something? Well, we'll find out. So we'll apply that. So now we just go over here and draw a line like that. Yeah, see, this is the thing. It's it has to be like exact, doesn't it? Oh, I think that was it. Yep, there it is. At least up here, it's still loading up the window. Look at that. Wow, that is really cool. Like, that's super cool. So yeah, you can, add, yeah, you only have these 4 options. But still, I mean, that covered, like, just launching applications with this is really nice. But yeah, you can just, you know, do that to minimize a window, minimize that, you know, maximize stuff. I think like this, right? What is it? Yeah, maximize focused window. This probably, oh, yeah, it does. It can maximize. So we'll go like that. See if we can get it to do this. Huh, okay, let's try it with Firefox. I mean, minimize seems to work every single time. So for some reason, maximize is having trouble there. But still, I mean, that's a really nice feature. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've not taken a look at the system itself before I started this video, which I think is really nice because, you know, it allows me to experience this for the first time as if I was beta testing this, you know, back in 2013 when it came out. So yeah, so you got these gestures in here. Here's your localization settings. Network stuff, of course, not really going to be relevant to our situation currently. You could, you know, change proxy settings in here. Services. So you can start and stop services here. We actually have, look at that, it's got VMware Tools built in. Wow, that's super nice. So yeah, the dev did specifically mention on the website when this was released that, you know, if you want to install it in VMware Tools, here are the best settings for the VM. So yeah, that's really nice. They've got VMware Tools built in. So, you know, you could be able to use the built-in network adapter, and you would probably have sound working as well, I imagine, in here. So yeah. And then under themes, what do we got? Royal Blue and WinDUI. So this is like a Windows XP style theme. And then we have WinDUI, which, I mean, I hope that's not Windows getting a DUI, but I mean, that's definitely, I mean, it has to be what we have applied right now. This one did not, I mean, I hit apply here. It doesn't seem to be doing it. Well, it's been a little bit here. It's still not applying. I mean, like I said, this is, you know, a beta release, so there are going to be things broken, maybe themes and stuff just weren't really implemented yet. But yeah, so that is your system manager. So what are the applications we have aside from Firefox? So under development, you've got IDE, which is the native SkyOS integrated development environment for, you know, building applications and such, I would imagine. So yeah, you can make new projects. And yeah, I am... Oh, and wait a second. Look at that. It applied... Wait. It did apply the theme. It just didn't apply it up here. I guess maybe we have to... Can we close this and then relaunch it? Maybe if we just like get out of, you know, we just log off and log back on. There we go. Yeah, so you just have to restart everything, you know, for the theme to actually take effect. It's not instantaneous. But yeah, so got some development stuff. Entertainment, what do we have? Okay, we have some demos. OpenGL and SDL, the way the folder, you know, the resolution being as low. Maybe I shouldn't have changed the resolution because I can't really get to that other folder there. But you got some games as well. And yeah, you know, I think... can we move? Oh, actually what we can do is just open up applications and stuff to increase the sizes to push this over, and now, yeah, that'll give us more space. So we'll just have this viewer open and we'll minimize that. And now if we go in here, so under entertainment, demos, OpenGL, so we've got, like, let's open up Tunnel here. And yeah, these are just going to be, you know, OpenGL demos. This is running pretty slow there, and I imagine it's probably going to use up a good amount of system resources if we keep it open. I definitely want to look at what games we have on here. So we have Airstrike, Egg Chess, Foo Billiard, Minesweeper, SDL, L Breakout, Scum VM. Whoa, okay. Sky Match. I mean, let's just start going through this stuff. So what's Airstrike? Of course, the fact that we don't have sound is going to kind of limit our immersion experience here. And this window does not have a maximize button either, so we just have to kind of do this. So in the game, press escape from menu, winner is first to 5 points, press any key to start. Okay, so what are, okay, so what are the controls? Well, you have to hit escape here to get to this menu. And we can go down to, let's see, player setup. So left player's AI, right player's keyboard, right player keys. So hit the appropriate key. Okay, so let's make fire. I guess we can just do period, or unknown key, okay. Left, right, accelerate. So it recognized left and right as the left and right arrow key. Accelerate as comma is unknown key, bomb is space. Okay, done. So if we go back and resume game, so I'm still not doing anything. I am the right player. Okay, well, let me go back in here again. What do we got going on? Player setup. Oh, I guess maybe we have to set it to, okay, let's just do, fire is spacebar. Let's do A, D, accelerate, W, bomb, S. Okay, let's try that. So I guess because it says unknown key, it actually doesn't recognize it. Okay, well, I'm being pushed off the screen right now, but I'm actually moving. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. Okay, so now I'm flying right into this bomb. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, and I just respawned. Okay, so this should... Oh no. Oh no. What? The game's freezing up. How am I... How am I just like... just like floating, and then of course now I'm like going down. But yeah, so that's Airstrike. I do want to actually take a look at all these games. Oh, it looks like it crashed. Okay, I don't want to bother debugging it, but yeah, so that is Airstrike. We have, what is egg chess? Is this chess with eggs? Okay, it's free software. Player 1 places an egg, whole, half eaten, or empty, in one of the 9 nests. Player 2 can place a new egg, eat a part of the existing egg, or eat the whole egg. Next player 1 does the same. The winner is the player who gets 3 whole, half-eaten, or empty eggs in a row. So you need 2 players. So we'll place a whole egg here. And yeah, so we actually need to have, like, so I can just, you know, go like this, and then, yeah, player 1 wins. Okay, so this is actually, like, I guess there isn't an AI setting on here. And escape just closes out of it, apparently. That's egg chess. We also have Foo Billiard, which this actually has a maximize button. There we go. So now it's maximized. We can actually like see everything. Definitely lagging here. I see, you know, it's zooming out here. This is, yeah, we're not going to be able to run this well at all. So yeah, we'll just close out of this before the application crashes. I have a feeling. I mean, I can already see like it's yeah, we got some input lag here. There we go. Okay. So we're probably not going to be able to take a look at all of these. Minesweeper we should be able to do just fine. So we'll just, oh, well, that certainly helps. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I lost. Yeah, so you got Minesweeper. You've got SDL Breakout. There you go. I mean, gotta love Breakout. Super cool. Let's go back in here. Let's actually close out of this first. I mean, I know I'm kind of going through these pretty quickly, but you know, you get the gist of it, right? I mean, I do want to take a look at all the programs on here. So this is interesting that we have Scum VM on here. So we have Day of the Tentacle and Sam and Max, both games that I have never played, and they're both demos. But let's see if let's see how well they run on here. Of course, we have like audio going right now. We can't hear anything, unfortunately, but it does run. Now, what happens when we try to run both of these at the same time? That's probably where things are gonna. Oh, I'm going in the wrong thing. Games, Scum VM. Let's open up Sam and Max. Well, they are both running. I actually want to see, is there like a? Can we like right click on this maybe, or right click on the desktop? For CPU usage. Oh, that just brings it up. Okay, that's really nice. So you can add this stuff, I guess this menu here, or wait a second. Oh, I guess I did right click on here, yeah. So you can see like free memory. So you see we're at like almost 100% CPU usage. System uptime we can have up here. We can have a query. Okay, so that's to search. We don't really need these two things. But yeah, there we go. So now we can actually see the CPU usage and the memory usage. That is really nice. But yeah, you see it's like it definitely having both of these running. Let's see if we just go back to one. Let's see if that drops our... it doesn't really look like it. It's still using over 99%. But let's close out of that, and this should now drop. There we go. Wait, what? There's no way. It's sitting at idle. Let's try to... Maybe just disable it and re-enable it. How is it still at 99%? What the heck? That can't be right. Why is it using so much CPU? Oh my gosh, the system manager program? Holy cow, that was using that much usage though. I just had that up and minimized so that, you know, it would push the menu bar over. Really, this, I guess it's this thing, right? If we get out of it. Wow, that uses that much CPU usage just having this thing scrolling by? That is nuts. Okay, so, you know, now we could probably go back into, and I mean, now that we've like, we have all this stuff, we've pushed this menu bar over here. Why don't we get the query thing and go back in here? So now, what game was running kind of poorly? This billiard one. No, I mean, it's still like, yeah, it's not doing really well. Still lagging there. I think it is running better, like marginally better, maybe not. But yeah, it's still having trouble, so I imagine that's not going to really impact. But okay, so we were on ScumVM. We've also got a Sky Match. So this is just your classic match game here. You have to not be the last person to take a match. So I'll do 3. CPU does 3. So let's do 2. I'll remove 2. He'll just remove 2 and I'll do 1. Yeah, I did that wrong. So I'm going to do 2. I'd like to win at least one of these. Oh, it shows the match count down here too. That's super nice. So there's 12 left. Let's do 3. That gives us 9, 8. All right, I'm going to do 3. The CPU is going to do 1. And then I can do 3. And then I win. Heck yeah. That's a nice little, you know, passing time game. I keep thinking there's going to be a game folder in here. You have to go into entertainment, then games. So that's that. Then we have Skytris, which is going to be Tetris. Oh my. Okay, well, you can't press the down arrow key to move the piece, you know, slowly, like line by line down. It just goes right to the bottom. So, and also the colors are kind of, like, let's do a new game here. I mean, like, that being white, like on a white background, doesn't really show up super well. And I really do not like playing Tetris like this. I like to be able to, you know, slowly move. I mean, is there like a way to do that? No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, there's Tetris, or Skytris, I should say. And we've got tic-tac-toe, super simple. User wins. There you go. And we had Transport Tycoon Deluxe. Open Transport Tycoon. Okay. Now, I've never played Transport Tycoon. I used to play Roller Coaster Tycoon a lot. But, yeah, I mean, here you go. You got, like, finances and everything. Let's see here. Let's just get out of that. I mean, the game seems to be running pretty well. I don't even really know what to do, to be honest. Like, what do you, I mean, we got to start building stuff, right? I imagine. Well, I assume we could build onto this road here, right? Yeah, road construction. So we can start, like, yeah. We can build out there. I mean, this seems to be running just fine. Can maybe make a road over here. And then, I don't know, what do we want? We just, like, went over this guy's farmland. But yeah, and then, yeah, you can zoom out and zoom in, so there you go. Seems to be running fine. I mean, our CPU usage is getting pretty up there. But, I mean, again, you know, it's also going to depend on, like, oh, and look at that. Are you sure you want to quit and abandon this game and return to Unix? Under Multimedia, we've got a media center and a media library. So this is that same application we had when we tried to open up those audio files before. And then we've also got a media library, which is like a full screen thing, okay? So we can go to movies, pictures. Oh, it's not a full screen thing. It's just a window that is so large that it takes up the whole, you know, more than the entire screen here. Maybe we should have kept this at 1024 by 768. We could always set it back to it, but this does look, I mean, it is definitely a proof of concept, I can already tell here. So, because it just has, like, yeah, it just searches for, it just does a query actually, so you could just do this from up here, but it finds all these files, and then we can, you know, go down and, like, open something up. Movies, vehicle barrier.wmv, and it's playing, like, in line there. And then pictures. So the pictures do not show up in line. That's interesting, right? Like, it's not, oh no, there it is. It shows up over here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh my gosh, this application is like glitching out here. I'm gonna change the, all right, so there we go. Now we can see a little bit more of the SkyOS media library. So yeah, it does show your images, or no, it doesn't. No, that's just the default image. Okay, so that, why does it show? That's really interesting. Like, it played, oh, you have to actually hit the right arrow key. Okay, so if we go down to photos and do that, no, that doesn't work. Like, I feel like that would be backwards, right? Like, you could do that with photos, but not videos. But you can do that with videos. You can go in here and hit the right arrow key, and it starts playing the video right in there. What does music do? Does it have, like, an audio player, maybe? No? Oh, yeah, there we go. So we can play, I assume it's playing an MP3 anyways. So, that's the entertainment folder. Next up is image editing. So we actually have Blender on here. Yeah, so this is definitely an older version. It has been it's been a while since I've used Blender. I am not proficient in Blender at all, but I have made like a few things in it over the years. So yeah, there you go. And then we have, oh, and it crashed too. You know, we've been seeing that like a fair amount throughout this video. And what is the Pixel Image Editor? Well, it's an image editor that goes by the name Pixel. So is this going to be like a Photoshop kind of thing? That's what it looks like. This is a demo version, okay? You can test it, and if you like it, you can purchase it for 32 bucks. After purchasing, 2 limitations are removed: visible watermarks, images, and this annoying window. Oh, so you can't get rid of this window. Oh, well, maybe you can, but maybe it just comes back up again. But, well, I mean, you guys know the rule. I guess we have an image editor on here. We got to make an image with our classic cool file name. And let's see. We want to get some greens here. Apply that. Close out of that. Get some, like, spray here. Write out MJD. Let's grab some text. Is cool. And then let's do that. Maybe? No? Yeah, there we go. Oh, and there's the demo. Look at that. Oh, that's really annoying, actually. So, yeah, I do. Can we make, like, layers? Because I don't want to do that, you know, over the image. How do we... Yeah, go to layer, background. Oh, yeah, that looks awesome, doesn't it? Okay, so let's save that. Error writing to disk. Well... Certainly not a file space restriction. I mean, we should have plenty of space, right? If we go back into our storage viewer. Yeah, 32% used. I've also noticed that the CD drive does not show up in here, despite the fact that in Device Manager earlier, or whatever it was called, it did recognize the CD-ROM drive. Yeah, if you right-click on the desktop, there is this option for mount here. It doesn't seem like we can do that from within the file manager, which is kind of weird. New folder, view as previews. Go, yeah, we don't have, that's interesting. This just makes a new tab. Yeah, so not over here. Can we right click on devices? No. So, okay, let's just do that here, because I've got a CD mounted. So we'll mount as CDFS, or let's just do mount first. Yeah, we got drive activity. Yep, there it is, CD1. So, yeah, that works totally fine. So you can mount, and then the same thing with the floppy drive as well. But yeah, apparently we can't save to the disk, and it's not full, so that is rather unfortunate. I assume that's a bug or something. But yeah, so you got some image editing stuff, internet and network, you've got Mozilla Thunderbird, you have an IRC client, VNC stuff, web authoring, you have, of course, Firefox, you also have links. Yeah, so, I mean, again, not going to be able to really do anything because we're not connected to the internet. But we also have Mozilla Thunderbird. Let's see what version this is, I'm just curious. We'll just hit cancel there, we're not going to bother setting up an account. And it crashed. Gosh, stuff crashing does seem to be, yeah, a common theme on here. But why don't we'll just open up this. We'll also open up the other email client as well, SkyOS Mail. So this is like the, you know, native one that was, I mean, I would imagine anyways, developed specifically for SkyOS. Look at that. Yeah, when we open up the SkyOS Mail program, we actually get this little icon in the, I want to say system tray. I mean, you know, whatever this would be called. And yeah, it does look like the, you know, the theme we have applied does not universally apply to all applications. So, okay, why don't we try, we'll minimize this. Why don't we try just to run through and just put in, oh, that, well, you can't really Actually, yeah, you can't even type in anything there. I mean, I guess if you... Well, that makes this unusable. You can't even type in, like, an email address. Can we resize this window? Yeah, we can. That doesn't appear to fix anything, though. Can we, like, tab to it, maybe? No, we're just tabbing through the buttons down there at the bottom. Well, yeah, we'll exit the account wizard. I'm trying to see the... Yeah, here we go, about. Let's see if we can get this before it crashes. Mozilla Thunderbird. No version number. That's cool. Maybe under credits? Let's see, it's one of these scrolling ones. No, that's just going to be all the names. So, yeah, special thanks. There you go. Thanks, guys, for making Thunderbird. I used to use Thunderbird a while back, but yeah. So, you have some version of Thunderbird on here. And then here's the regular mail program. I feel like you would want to use the native one. It is just, I mean, well, first of all, you can actually enter in a name and an email address in there. So, yeah, and then when we close out of it, it gets rid of that little icon there. But yeah, we've got an IRC client. We have, again, VNC stuff. I mean, pretty much all this stuff in here we're not going to actually be able to do anything with because, you know, we're not connected to the internet. But what is under web authoring here? Yeah, this is a web authoring program. So let's see what version this is. Linspire Inc. Really? But yeah, you know, this is a WYSIWYG HTML editor, you know, very similar to like Microsoft Front Page. We did a video with that, Front Page 98 specifically back a couple years ago. So, you know, you could make a super cool, like Michael MJD's awesome site, and we could, you know, increase the header there, make it bold, underline, all that stuff. And then let's just maybe type some more stuff like, this is so cool, man. Just, you know, I don't know, make that italicized, or I guess not, but we'll lower it there. And yeah, so you can, you know, of course, edit HTML specifically if you want to. You can view the source code here. But yeah, we can save it. No, we can't get that same thing again. So we can't save it. What if I just type in some gibberish and hit OK? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So wait a second. So we hit save. Please enter a title. Okay. So we hit OK and it just gave it the title untitled. And then it brings up the save page as thing, which we also annoyingly cannot enter a file name. And even resizing this window doesn't do anything. I guess we can just save this on like the root of the drive. Why not? And can we just hit save maybe? Saving file failed. Yeah, because, you know, we can't enter in a freaking file name. Yeah, hitting tab doesn't even go to it. It just skips it and goes to the file type. Because like we're up here, right? Tab, 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 and tab. It just skips right over it. Well, I wonder, okay, this publish button here. No, wow. Okay, so yeah, like we're kind of screwed. That is really, really funny. So yeah, that's your internet network stuff. Under Office, we've got a PDF viewer and people. Okay, so yeah, this is like contacts and stuff. Okay, so you could, and this looks like a native application, maybe. Let's actually see about here. Yeah, people for SkyOS version 1.0. That is really jittery there, isn't it? Built for SkyOS beta 11. So cool. Okay, so you got like a, you know, contacts program there. And then here is the software store that we saw earlier. And yeah, not surprisingly, when you check all of these repos here, we get nothing, because even if we were to connect this thing to the internet, I mean, there's no way all this stuff is still like active. Just because of how old that the system is and the fact that it's been, you know, out of development for over a decade now. But you also have your storage viewer, and under text processing, we've got SkyPad, which we saw. We also have sticky notes, which is, yeah, a little sticky notes application. So you can title your notes, and then you can go down here and say, like, this is important. And then under utilities, you've got just a whole bunch of stuff. You even have Box on here too, which is an x86 emulator. So that's really useful. You've got a CD ISO image writer, calculator, character map, data collection editor, disk manager, event viewer, font viewer, network monitor, screen magnifier, sky monitor. Oh, look at this. Okay, so you've got like, yeah, this is definitely a useful like development tool. Let's see. Yeah, cache locked blocks. You can add that to here and hit done, and now it'll keep track of that, which I did add it 2 times, so you can change like per second, total. Yeah, so that's definitely a useful, and you know, you can move this. It is kind of like, it doesn't have a menu bar or like a window border or anything, so you can kind of just move it down here, you know, keep it out of the way if you want to. And then under settings, we already saw the system manager stuff. There's also a registry editor, which kind of looks like the Windows registry editor. Regedit is a program where you can browse and edit the global registry. Yeah, makes sense. I am definitely not going to really mess around with anything in here. And then you got your help documentation. You've got a run prompt. You also have find, like right from here. Like it just pops out a search box. And then of course log off and shut down. And then right here too. So you have like 2 find things. Maybe is this just for like, you know, stuff in here? Like, yeah, you search for Minesweeper, but this would be like if we were to do, you know, star.jpg. Nothing shows up, but I imagine this here, we can actually hit enter and then it brings up, yeah, so it actually does a query for us there. So now it'll search for star.jpg. So this is just for searching for things inside. Although I wonder, you know, if we do star.jpg and hit enter, no, we can't. So this is just for searching inside of the applications menu there. And one more thing I want to take a look at is this up here. Because we have this weather thing, and I think we can, yeah, right-click to change location, which is grayed out. That could be because we don't have an active internet connection. But, oh, wait a second. Yeah, show weather. Okay, give city. Oh, let's do New York. NY. City not found. Okay, maybe just New York? Yeah, that doesn't work either because, you know, I'm sure the server that... I mean, again, we're not even connected to the internet anyway, but even if we were, I'm sure the server that handled all that is down. But, yeah, so it actually would show weather conditions up here. That's pretty cool. Of course, we could just get rid of that if we don't want it. But, yeah, there's a nice amount of stuff you have up here, you know, that you can show. And I just really like being able to see the CPU usage. This query thing I would not want up here because I would just rather go in here and just do the search right from there, because I think this just looks a lot sleeker, doesn't it? But we also have under properties here, configuration, I think will open up the, yeah, just system manager here. But if we go under background, we can just select an image, and it looks like we've got we've got a few like icons and stuff on here. Oh, we got like a whirlpool thing. We can set that, and there you go. Now that's the wallpaper. And we also have a run command right from here. So yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, that goes without saying, but I just think this is a really impressive project to have been developed entirely by one person. I understand why the developer chose to stop working on it, because this is certainly a massive undertaking, especially if it's not your like full-time thing. And to be honest, I don't really know how many people would, if this thing had gotten a final release, would pay money for a system like this. Even if it was $30, I mean, that was the beta pricing, that might have increased, but maybe, you know, as the developer said, one of the things that he could have done is, you know, center this operating system around like a specialized purpose. Maybe it could have found a niche that way. Regardless, though, I think that these systems that are not Linux-based and are just kind of like their own thing are pretty cool to take a look at. I mean, we have explored like BOS, we've explored MorphOS on this channel. Now we've taken a look at SkyOS, and well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, get subscribed, maybe consider becoming a patron or a channel member to get early access to these videos before anybody else. But either way, I just want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.